Hello. So I'm going to talk to you about Strange Mod, which is this device right here. And Strange Mod is a Max for Live modulator. So it's a modulation device that you can map to different parameters in live. And the way I get the modulation is using this 3D space. And in this space, I have a single point, and that point is a 3D coordinate. And I can use that coordinate to modulate three different parameters. And you'll see here I have three sliders next to this phase space. And these sliders represent or show us the three different values in each moment. So what are strange attractors? What is strange mod? Well, strange attractors are coming from the field of chaos theory, and they are systems, and in this instance, they're differential equations that exhibit this what's called as strange or chaotic behavior. And in this behavior, we have like not aperiodic revolutions. We have this kind of self-similarity at different scales. So if you had the capacity to zoom in to certain parts of these attractors, you will see actually this structure that we see here is appearing at different scales of it, especially in these two spiral centers. And in this device, I give you different strange attractors that have different structures that we see here in the phase space. And because they have different structures, we get, of course, different values for our coordinate. And so this coordinate is the state of the system in the simulation. And so this device really nicely captures chaotic behavior or motion or dynamics and applies those and gives you the ability to apply those directly to parameters like a CV. And so each of these strange attractors have a some button or a team that discovered them. They have different set of equations, although they're all three-dimensional. And they all have different kind of parameters that give them these different shapes and dynamics. And so what I'll just kind of get into the device now. So what you'll do basically is choose one of these one of these strange attractors that you like. Some of them like to jump off to infinity. I guess something I should mention here, it's important, is this idea of these initial conditions, these initial parameters, this initial starting point of the state. So what is the first coordinate before you start the simulation? And the big thing in chaos theory is these initial conditions. A chaotic system is very sensitive to them, and that means even a slight change in, say, the initial x position or z would result in quite a bit different dynamics, especially over time. So basically not only choosing the changing the dynamics, is not only about choosing a different strange attractor, but also a different starting position in the system. So okay, We'll do a little demonstration now and talk more about it. So to map these three values to parameters, you'll click the map button, and then you have three options for the X, Y, and Z positions. So right now I have this like preset Ableton instrument here. I'll play it. Yeah, so some rave lead, I guess. Okay, so I'll map the X position to the filter cutoff. And now you can see the filter cutoff is moving, and it's according to this first slider, this X position. So it's kind of caught there. All right, well, let's map something else so we see more of the benefit. So I'll do an arpeggiator. So this is just an arpeggiator, and then I'll map the rate of the arpeggiator to the Y position of the modulator. Okay, so for even better measure, let's add a delay. And then map the delay time to the Z position. Actually, I wanted to do that first with the warp. Sorry, let's map this warp parameter. And let's try a different strange tractor. Yeah, so as you can see, you can get quite a lot more expression and complexity in the modulations from this, and all three of these dimensions kind of tie together in their dynamics, so you can get like three different modulation patterns or values, but the same kind of dynamics. So it's really quite nice for that, and we can even, for each three, map like 7 more parameters. So we can, we can throw in this delay now and match that with the Y axis, this delay time, and now the Z I'll also apply to the filter resonance. Maybe let's see what that sounds like. Let's go to the Lawrence. It's not really that great. Okay, you get the idea at least. It's not a great example, but yeah, the other aspects of the device are the parameters. We have this very ambiguous var parameter, which is actually just changing, depending on the algorithm. I just changed something about the scaling of one of their parameters, one of their coefficients, actually. So, by changing it here, you see I get kind of a slightly different behavior out of each attractor. Some of them has a more drastic behavior than others. It just depends, because some of them are a bit more sensitive to changes than others. Um, Otherwise, you can just change the speed and scaling and offset, and it's pretty straightforward from there. So this device is just another um, practice for to kind of implement and understand what I've been learning about chaos theory, and there's also a exploration into the capabilities and practical uses of it. It's not the first exploration of using strange attractors, especially Lorentz attractor, by any means. But in this series of devices, for me, it was for myself, it was that, and and yeah, it's quite useful in to have it in the DAW workflow environment for people to use and myself to get this complex yet somewhat harmonic motion. Um, and these strange attractors are really at the heart of the dynamics of chaos theory, or you know, they really um, are, especially the Lorentz attractor, very tied, deeply rooted into the history of how chaos theory was initially understood. Um, again, especially in the aspect of Lorentz. So if you're interested, looking into the Lorentz attractor is a great way to get um, your feet dipped into chaos theory. So thanks for your time, and I'll, yeah. All right, thanks.